Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. Today, this is topic 0.4 of my AP Biology review series. Today, I'm going to be going over how to use a calculator and what calculators I would recommend for the AP Biology exam. Now, for the AP Bio exam, there is not a ton of math that you need to know. However, I think really in any situation, the better the calculator, the better. Now, I know these calculators are pretty expensive, from the TI-83 to the TI-84, but they can be super helpful if you're trying to graph something. For the AP Biology exam, most of the functions you need are just going to be with the add, subtract, divide, multiply, square root. So a pretty basic scientific calculator could help you out, but still I would recommend a graphing calculator. Okay, so for a couple basics on this TI-83 Plus calculator, down here is the keypad. This can help you just type in numbers, like let's say we have 125. To the right here, these are the operators. So you have division, multiplication, subtraction, and addition. What's important to know between this subtraction symbol and this symbol down here, this is a subtraction symbol right here, right? But this is a negative. So let's say I'm trying to put -5 plus 2 in my calculator, right? I have -3. That gives me the correct answer if I use the negative symbol right down here. However, if I use the subtraction symbol instead, it's not really going to work out very well. If I put -5 plus 2, it's going to give me a different answer, right? Because it's not the right symbol. To do a square root, it's actually pretty simple. You're going to go to this top left yellow button that says second. You're going to click on it, and notice how you have an arrow that pops up here. Then you're going to go down to this x squared, and you notice how it has a square root symbol in the yellow. By pressing the yellow, you kind of have a new menu of options, and you can see that through the yellow symbols. So I'm going to press that, the square root. I'm going to put in my number. Let's say I'm trying to find the square root of 25. I can put the square root of 25 is equal, enter is 5, right? Another really cool feature on this calculator is that it can help you graph equations. So let's say we're given like an exponential equation and we're trying to determine after how many years will the population reach 10,000. So let's say my starting population, they'll probably give you the equation. I don't think they're going to have you write an equation. But let's say my starting population is 5,000, and every year it increases by like 5% or whatever, to the x. Okay, so this is an equation that they might give you, that you might see on the test. All you have to do is take the equation they give you and put it in your calculator. After you do that, you're going to go up to this button that says zoom. You're going to press 6. And it'll pull up the graph for you. Let it load for a second, and it'll graph this equation for you. If it loads, but... So, you notice how we don't see anything, right? That's because we're too zoomed in. Remember, we had like the 5,000, so we have to zoom out. So you can go down to zoom 3, and zoom out. And every time you press enter, it'll zoom out, and you'll get farther away. So eventually you can probably see the graph. We'll see. Yep, right here. So that's our graph. The y-intercept's going to be way up to the top, so you're going to have to keep zooming out, but you get the idea. You can graph equations if you want to. To get back to like the standard viewing of the graph, you can press zoom 6 again, and it'll just bring you back to the center. So now, another cool thing you can do with the calculator is if it's trying to ask like, oh, after 5 years, what's the population, for example, you can actually do this using the calculator itself. You don't have to do any math. So once you plug your equation into y equals, what you're going to do is go to second table, right? And so at year 0, when no years have passed, it's our starting point, we have a population of 5,000. If we go down to, let's say, 5 years, we know the population is going to be 6,381. So that's another way you can use the graphing calculator to find values from an equation that they might give you. Now, I don't totally remember what kinds of equations they're going to give you outside of like the ones on the formula sheet. But it's definitely helpful to know how to use the graphing calculator to graph equations and to get this table of values. So that's going to be all for today. If you have any questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.